Hello and welcome to One-on-One Sports. Stepping in for Mike Feldman and Andrew Springs tonight, I'm Christian Binder.
And I'm Erik Kendall. We're both excited to be your new host for this year, but don't worry, you can catch Feldman and Springs one more time in next week's finale.
On this week's show, we'll talk NFL Draft, the NBA playoffs, and the upcoming World Cup. Stay tuned. One-on-One Sports starts right now.
Welcome back to One-on-One. The NFL recently suspended Pittsburgh quarterback Ben Roethlisberger for 6 games following recent allegations of sexual assault. Christian, what do you make of this penalty? Is it justified?
I think it's a justified suspension. The length, too long, no doubt. 6 games is a third of the season. He wasn't convicted of anything.
Yeah, you don't have to be convicted to go under this rule that the NFL
Right.
does.
It's a personal conduct policy.
Exactly.
Not a substance and abuse policy.
Right.
So, 2 different things. But again, the Milledgeville District Attorney said, we don't prosecute morals, we prosecute crimes.
Well,
and Roethlisberger not convicted of anything.
Well, first of all, it's not a law thing. It's the NFL, what they want to do. This guy has a bad rep. He did it in where was the first one? It was out in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, Lake Tahoe.
And then another one in Georgia of sexual assault. He has a history of this.
Yeah.
I feel like it is something you have to take action on, and I think the NFL is in the right place of doing it.
Right. I think Roger Goodell is doing a great job handling these problems in the league. But 6 games, that's a big hit for a team to take, especially when it's your starting quarterback, 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback.
You can't take that into account, though. Roethlisberger, he definitely deserves this.
Yeah,
if you didn't give him this much of a suspension, people would have been calling the race card, saying Santonio Holmes gets it, Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, whatever. Staying with the NFL, you may have heard that they held their draft this past weekend. Well, a lot of teams tried to get better. Erik, who actually did?
Well, the thing that always perplexes me about the NFL draft is these teams have such different ways of evaluating players.
No doubt.
And you can do as many mock drafts. You can listen to Todd McShay and Mel Kiper as much as you want. But teams are going to take who's on top of their board. Yeah. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tyson Alualu.
Yeah.
I never even heard of him.
I don't see where that happens. But, yeah, the best fits for me are definitely Brandon Graham to the Eagles. I think this guy's a big-time player. He averaged 10 sacks in the last 2 years, had 10 sacks in both of them.
Right.
Big-time production. Another guy, Jerry Hughes from TCU, going to the Colts. Undersized guy. The Colts love these undersized.
Well, I'm going to go in a different direction for you. You take 2 defensive guys. I'm going to take offensive guys. Dez Bryant to the Cowboys, complete Jerry Jones guy, great fit, takes pressure off of Roy Williams to produce. Yeah. He can step in, be a big-time player right away. And Ryan Matthews for the Chargers. Physical back, you got the speed guy, and Darren Sproles already in San Diego.
Yep.
San Diego takes him probably a little bit high at 12, considering there wasn't another back taken until 30.
Well,
but Ryan Matthews is great fit in San Diego.
They just needed a back, and they were going to take the best one, and they got probably the best one besides C.J. Spiller.
Speaking of C.J. Spiller, why did the Bills draft him at 9? They didn't make sense at all. You got Marshawn Lynch and Fred Jackson. I don't get it.
I mean, it'll be interesting what the Bills do with that shuffling around. The NBA playoffs are well underway, and there's been no shortage of surprises and storylines. But, Christian, what has stood out about the playoffs to you thus far?
Not surprised that Orlando swept their series against Charlotte.
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all. I mean,
the Bobcats, man, they're a trendy pick. Why not?
Yeah, they're a trendy pick, but just because everybody's saying they're going to win doesn't mean they're going to win.
Yeah,
Orlando was clearly better in every front, and they proved it.
There's matchup problems.
Yeah, I mean, Dwight Howard was a monster. I'm really surprised at Oklahoma City giving LA a run for their money. 1 versus 8. OKC pulling it out. I would not be surprised they win this series in 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, Oklahoma City is the story. I mean, these guys are 2-2 with the defending champs, the LA Lakers, who everyone was taking before the season. Los Angeles is the team to beat, and if Oklahoma City can do that, it would be the story of the NBA playoffs.
Absolutely. The Big Ten has already won over with their 11 teams. Now they're discussing adding 6 more. What's your take on that, Erik?
Well, Christian, you know I'm a Big Ten guy. I'm an Ohio State guy.
Erik, Evan, Turner, Kendall.
I love the Big Ten being able to get some more competition in there for my Buckeyes because people don't give them respect.
Talking about? They need more competition.
More competition.
Wisconsin, Penn State.
So you're going to give them credit. A lot of people don't. When Ohio State loses a game, people say, oh, What an overrated team. And then Florida loses games like, oh, that's the SEC. Everyone loses in the SEC.
Well, yeah, okay. The biggest question here is, does Notre Dame come in?
Yeah, that is a question.
I would love to see Notre Dame go into some league play because, quite frankly, I find it very cheap that they don't have to play in something that counts. They can just play out their entire schedule.
I'll tell you what it is for Notre Dame. It's a lot of greed, a lot of money. I don't think they're going to go in just because they are that greedy of a team and an organization.
Right.
Don't go anywhere because when we come back, Josh Norris and Alex Rosenbaum will be in studio to discuss what went down in the NFL draft. Stay right there.